how are we expecting people to rent when they have to pay first and last month's rent plus a security deposit? I have a family member, he's not on this app, and he is trying to get into an apartment complex, big corporate owned apartment complex here in Tampa. 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 800 square feet, $1,600 a month. He asked me if I'd be willing to co-sign on this apartment because this apartment complex is asking for first and last month's rent plus a large security deposit. And I said, no problem. And I went ahead and submitted all the documents that they asked of me, which was 3 months worth of bank statements, our 2023 tax return, as well as copies of contracts and payments made from my clients because I'm a 1099 employee, to show them that basically if for some reason he weren't able to pay his rent, it would default to me. So I submitted all those documents and they called him today. And yes, they are still asking for first and last month's rent and they are still requesting a security deposit. They lowered it. But let me just set the stage here. $1,600 a month is the rent. I provided them documentation to show that one of my clients, just one client that pays me in a month, would cover over 12 months of his rent.
You know what's the crazy part about all this shit? $1,600 a month, right? They want you to make 3 times the amount of that. So the average rent payment right now is about $1,600 a month. And you need about $5,333 a month to afford a $1,600 a month rent payment comfortably, right? That equals to about $64,000 a year. Bro, who is making that? Who is making that, right? One, average household income is only $80,000 a year. So it's like you gotta sit there and think about this shit, right? Who is making that, bro? And the funny thing is, this lady is co-signing for a family member. So let's say technically if he can't make the payments, she'll be able to help out with the payments. But they still want more information. She already told them that one client can cover the whole year of just rent alone. But they still want more information? For what? It's just overkill at that point. It's not like the dude's buying a house. It's rent, bro. Like, this is insane.
Proof, documentation, proof of funds to show that just one of my payments from one of my clients in a month that I provided a contract to show would cover his rent for the entire year. And yet that's not good enough to waive a security deposit or still make him pay first and last month's rent. What are we doing? Like, why are we making Gen Z like not be able to have a place to live? This is absurd. Like, I don't understand why somebody needs to be making over $1 million to show that you could waive the security deposit and not make them pay last month's rent. Like, I essentially showed them collectively that my husband and I make, I'm not going to say how much it is, but it's absurd because if he doesn't have a co-signer, like, how do people move into those places then?
Yeah, she's right about that. If you don't have a co-signer, how are people moving into areas like this? Bro, it's beyond me. That's why you see a lot of Gen Zers are quitting work because you work, you make this money, and it's still not enough just to live. The average rent is $1,600 a month, and people can't afford to live. That's absurd, bro. So what do? You just give up on life, like, literally. That's why you see a lot of people quitting. You see a lot of Gen Zers quitting their job. You see a lot of Gen Zers not moving out the house. They're staying with their family, stacking up bread until something changes, bro, because the cost of living is way too high. I don't know how some of these people are moving into these places. Like, it's crazy, bro.
I don't get it. I don't understand what we're doing to this generation. Then I see a news report that mortgage rates are climbing back up again, 5-month high, 6.85%. I ain't buying in that market unless I can pay cash. So we rent. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that for us. But I'm also 20 years older. Like, and I've already lived, I don't, like, this is stupid at this point. I guess what is that generation supposed to do if you don't have somebody co-signing for you? How do you expect them to come up with that type of cash for $1,600 a month rent? I don't understand what we're doing here. I don't understand it.
And she says, what are we doing to Gen Z, right? A lot of these people don't really care too much, especially the older people. It's really rare that they actually do genuinely care to why we're fucking up the younger generation. Bro, Gen Z can barely even get by or move out to live. A lot of the older people, right? They live in the same time that we live in, but they make X amount of more money because they've been in the workforce for so long. Like how she said she's 20 years older, probably like 40 something, right? And she doesn't mind because she's able to afford this stuff. She makes this amount of money versus a younger person who's just starting off in life, barely making any type of money, but should have enough just for him to get by or to make a 1,600 monthly rent payment without a cosign. It doesn't make any sense, man. Like what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm not saying give us free handouts or anything, but they just don't have the willingness to understand, Gen Z's position. Oh, well, why can't you afford this? Back in my days. It's not back in your days anymore, bro. Times have changed, bro. You're over here living in your fucking $800,000 home, right? That you paid fucking 2 pears and a strawberry for back in like 19 whatever, right? Bro, it's totally different. We have already explained this so many times. I just don't see the disconnect with boomers and the older generation and why they don't understand how shit just got more expensive. And it's not back in your days. There's nothing back in your days, bro. It doesn't equivalent to today's society. Bro, the cost of living is just so absurdly high. Like everything is just so much more expensive. It's so bad that we're literally only 2 or 3 days into the new year and people already started a trend on TikTok called underconsumption core. No spend 2025. Bro, it's this bad.
I will absolutely die on the hill that being able to train yourself to enjoy living below your means is the ultimate life hack. Being deliberate about what and when to buy, focusing on the necessity and quality will save you so much money in the long run and make you so much more fulfilled with the purchases you do make.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought this shit was common sense. Like she's talking about living under your means is the ultimate life hack. Bro, I've been doing that the whole time. I thought this was just common sense. I thought people have been doing this shit. Obviously, if you live below your means, you're not gonna need to spend too much money, but I'm guessing that's why there's so much Klarna debt, right? So much credit card debt, because people don't really think about this stuff. They just kind of sort of swipe, and then think about it later. I don't know, man. I thought it was just common sense.
Here are a few of the ways that I embrace underconsumption in my life. My car is a 2018 Kia Soul that I managed to pay off last December. You will literally have to pry this car from my cold dead hands before I go back to having a car payment ever again. I will run this car into the ground. I make my coffee at home, and no, we don't have a fancy Nespresso or Breville, just our trusty Keurig that we've had for years, and we literally just buy whatever store brand K-Cups are on sale that week. I'm really proud of this next one. I've gotten my everyday makeup routine down to 5 items, and that maybe goes up to 7 items if it's an evening look. I've always felt way more comfortable in less makeup, so I just leaned into that and stopped trying to buy every single product that someone else looked good in. And lastly, I've been very intentional about developing hobbies that I love that don't require me to spend a lot of money, like camping, hiking, working out, and content creation. There's honestly something so satisfying about being able to have a good time without spending any money.
Yeah, she makes a lot of great points in this video. I honestly, in my opinion, thought this shit was just common sense. I thought this is something, everyone should be doing. Practicing, minimalism. You shouldn't be just spending a whole bunch of shit all the time on stuff that you want. You should literally try to spend stuff on only what you need, really. But I don't know, this over consumerism looks like it's dying down. People are starting to now realize we can't bring this shit into 2025. I don't know why people are starting now, but hey, do what you gotta do, bro. In this economy, hey, shit. Cost of living is just so absurd, and people are trying to figure out ways to stretch the dollar. And she's over here saying, she's buying stuff that she only needs for as necessities, which is something that people should have been doing. Because if you really sit there and think about it, right? Corporate greed, bro, like prices aren't going to come down until we actually start to do more trends like this. And, people are going to start to wake up and not buy stuff out of just wants, causing, companies to look at, their numbers and be like, oh, we just raised prices like last week, bro, and people are still buying this shit. Shit, jack it up even more. Like we sit here and complain about how expensive shit is, but then we turn around and then buy the shit that we just said was expensive. You get what I mean? Like, of course they're gonna keep raising the prices. Be like, yo, these niggas are still buying shit. These dumbasses, bro, they're still buying shit. It's crazy. Shit, jack it up. They don't care. They see consumers as a dollar sign. You keep buying from them, of course they're gonna raise the prices even more. They're still buying it. Why not? Why not make more money? You feel me? Even these companies be hurting sometimes. So for them to jack up the prices, look at Chipotle. The prices at Chipotle got so high, they had a lady jump over the fucking counter, bruh. Jump over the fucking counter to make herself a bowl.
Just let her make her food. Just get her food, please. Like, yeah, like just let her get her food. Just like, ooh.
Because everything is so expensive. It's just crazy. And she only did that because shit is so expensive and they literally give you like these small ass portions, bro. Hey, I'm not saying it's right, but I understand it. Ooh. I get it. It don't make it right, but like shit is just getting so expensive, man, and corporate greed is just insane. Like these little ass portions that they give you for a fucking $11-12 bowl. It's absurd.
Working at McDonald's, Target, Taco Bell, all of that is not gonna cut it no more. I just saw a video of an older woman saying that our generation got it harder because it's harder to afford rent now, which I feel like is true, but only to a certain extent. Like, that kind of job is okay and it's appropriate for people who are in high school or young adults. But once you get to a certain age, it's time to get a big person job, an adult job, or you're not gonna be able to afford nothing. As of now, the best thing to do is to go to school and major in something that's in high demand that you can get a job for, getting a trade, or perfecting your skills and starting a business that's in high demand. That's literally the only way around it. Other than that, you're going...
I like what this girl is saying. She's absolutely right about it. Like, at a certain point in time, you can't keep working at fucking McDonald's, bro, and just put my fries in the bag. Like, at a certain point, you gotta, like, you feel me, upgrade your lifestyle. You gotta get a better job, bro. Like, if you're working at McDonald's and you're like 20 something years old plus and you still living at your parents' house, you're not doing no side hustle, you're not going to college or no trade or starting no business, you're cooked, my nigga. I'm sorry. You're cooked, bro. Just like, and I'm not trying to make this whole, like, make it seem depressing and shit, but it's true what she's saying. It's true what she's saying, right? To a certain extent. If you're still working at McDonald's and you're making minimum wage or even above that slightly, it's not going to be enough later on. Like, you're not even going to be able to, afford a house. Or this is why problems are happening where people can't even afford rent payment because they make so little, right? So there's two paths that people go. Usually people end up giving up, or people actually improve their life financially. And I've seen a lot of Gen Zers are just quitting. Like, they rather give up. That's why you see such a high number, 40% of Gen Zers leave their job, because they find out that working this job doesn't benefit them financially or give them a good stable life. You can't even afford a $1,600 a month rent payment without a cosign or a security deposit and an initial deposit. You feel me? Like, it's just so cooked. It doesn't make any sense. So imagine you're working like a minimum wage job. I mean, all you can do is complain. Like, you're not making enough to get, to make ends meet. Like, at some point you have to do like some sort of trade, go to college, major in something that's going to make you money that's in, high demand, you feel me? You're gonna have to, what's that term those old heads be using? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I fucking hate that word, bro. But essentially, you're gonna have to like make some moves. You feel me? To better your life financially, or to have a stable life. Or I mean, you could just give up and live at mom's and pops like me for the rest of your life and just beat off to Fortnite skins all day, I guess. I'm just joking, but I am living at my parents' house right now. But for me, for example, I'm literally, going back to college right now to major in nursing. So that's just me trying to, better my lifestyle, better myself financially, and trying to have some sort of stable income. So that way I could do my YouTube or do something else on the side. You feel me? So that way I don't have to work a 9 to 5 forever type shit. But yeah, man, shit is hard. So I understand why people are complaining, why it's so hard to get out of that rut. You feel me? And she does make a good point. At some point, you have to get a big boy job, bro, if you want to make some moves, or you gotta get a big boy job, bro, if you want to make some moves, or do something different. You're tired of putting the fries in the bag and revving up the fryers. You feel me? So yeah.
I hate to be the one to say this, but the reason that the cost of living is so high, and the reason that regular household items and groceries continue to increase, is because we don't know how to stop purchasing things. We don't know how to say no. We don't have self-control. Like, if I think about history and why in the history books people actually got like a little bit of change, it's because they had some sort of resistance, some sort of self-control. We literally buy Amazon, TikTok, freaking Target, Fashion Nova, Shein, whatever the case may be. All of these stores always gets orders just coming in and out. At what point do we say no? At what point do we fight back? Because the reality of it is the government is looking at us like, okay, they're never going to stop. So why would we decrease the price on anything? Y'all need to just make some more money and fend for yourselves. But no, everybody has to have the latest everything. I don't know. But coming into the new year, January 2025, I will not be purchasing anything that is not necessary. And I say this and I'm holding myself to it because I am tired of eating my money. I am tired of wearing my money. It needs to go somewhere else. Who's with me?
No spend 2025. This is how we coming into the New Year's, man. And she's right. Like, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, a lot of people just buy. It doesn't even matter. They could make fucking 10 cents an hour and they'll find a way to buy something that's 10 times more expensive. I'm telling y'all. Fuck my voice. I'm telling y'all, bro. They can just buy. It don't matter how much you make. We just buy. It's called it's called over-consumerism. Like, we consume so much for no absolute reason. It's all wants too. It's not even necessities. You feel me? There are some outliers where people, are trying to get by with just needs and they're still not making ends meet. And especially here in Florida, I don't know if you guys are in the Florida area, but especially in Miami, like, some people just buy just so they, feel like they can fit in with the crowd. And, oh, I have, this nice ass car that I could barely afford the insurance and the monthly payment on. Oh, I have this. They're just trying to flex shit that they really can't afford. And it just makes you look stupid in the long run because you're just making bad financial decisions that will put you more in debt. It's just like a never ending cycle, man. And companies are seeing this shit and they're just jacking up prices because they know people are going to buy. So honestly, I don't know what's the, end all be all solution for this shit. I don't even know if there's a solution. Maybe we're just all cooked. Who knows? But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let me know if you guys have any solutions or, if you got any questions or anything like that. But yeah, it's pretty much all I want to talk about. So peace.